Hi there, my name is Hosna, and if you're watching this, it means that I finally succeeded at making another video. Yay! A few days ago, I read a quote by Andrew, and since then, I just can't stop thinking about it. One should want only one thing, and want it constantly, then one is sure of getting it. But I desire everything, and consequently get nothing. When I read that quote, it was like a slap to my face, because it just reminded me of how I was when I was younger. I literally loved everything. I wanted to experience everything that I possibly could, and growing up, I tried to limit my, interests and try to find one true calling. But even then, I couldn't come up with only one, so I decided to pick two. Medicine as my profession and content creation as a serious hobby. Easy in words, but when you come to real life, you just realize that it's a really challenging thing to pursue two things at the same time, and to expect yourself to be successful at both of them, specifically if you realize two things. Number one, that studying is hard for most people, and studying medicine is even harder. Number two is that you have ADHD. So here's a question. Is it even possible for someone with ADHD to study medicine? Here's an answer. Speaking of myself, I don't know the answer to that question yet, but I'm experiencing. And there's something that I realized. We ADHDers have this insatiable desire for fun, and apparently we just hate routines. Though in my case, I have this creature in my head, and this OCD guy loves to stick with routines. Yeah, so I have a love-hate relationship with routines. Weird. But we're no different in loving fun, so let's move on that. It's been more than a year that I am preparing myself to apply for med school, but I actually was not consistent at all. It was like I would continuously go to the library and study for like weeks, and then I just was really bored with the routine, and I just couldn't tolerate studying for 1 minute. So I just kept having this kind of cycle to start studying, getting bored, and then quitting. And all over again. Many people have told me that if you cannot be consistent with doing something with studying medicine, it's probably because you don't love it deep down in your heart. But I really noticed that my problem was not because the lack of interest. I realized that the biggest problem that I had was that I couldn't just stick with a routine. I got bored easily. And when I got bored, though it was something that I really loved to do, I just couldn't do it anymore. So what can be done about it? The answer is taking frequent breaks, or even smarter, planning them. And there is a secret, and that is to take these kind of breaks for a longer period of time, like for a few days in a row. You know why? Because in my case, when I create this kind of videos non-stop, or have a few days and I just do nothing and just stay at home and lay in my bed, watch TV shows and stuff like that, I just reach a point where I'm like, I hate this life. And that is when, again, I really have this strong urge to go to the library and study, and I desperately wish that I could go studying 5 in the morning. And this cycle repeats. I know it may sound nonsense to most people, but it actually works for me. And I found that I can function in that way. Yeah, key was to recognize my cycle and to predict when boredom is about to come. So I would be prepared for that and just wouldn't be surprised anymore when it hits me with a track, I was like, okay, I was expecting you. Welcome home. So I tried to redefine consistency for myself. And it's really similar to a sine wave. Because when you look closely, there are multiple peaks and troughs. Meanwhile, there is a frequency. So if you take a few steps back, you're able to see a kind of consistency and progress. So the only thing you have to do is to give it more time. The key point here is to know your cycle of functioning. And when you understand it, just embrace it, because that is the way that you work, And I really don't know why we just keep trying to make these standards for really personal things like progress, like personal development. The thing that is important is to grow, but no one is allowed to, give that a specific time that you have to do this, you have to reach this level by this time. Because if time is what you need, you have got enough of it. And just remember, there's nothing wrong with you. You're only playing the longer game. So yeah, that was it for today. It was the latest thing that I learned and thought that it's worth to share it with you people. So please tell me if you like this video, and if you enjoy this, make sure to like and subscribe and share it with your favorite ADHD or non-ADHD friends. And yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Or as we say it in Persian, Khoda Hafiz.